Welcome everyone, one and all, to Fantastical Fusion Fanfiction Fun Time with Faye. Today we're going to be speed running some jaw-dropping, thirst-quenching, thigh-clenching,
TikTok famous, Tumblr reblogging, kudos farming, reposting, share with your friends fanfiction
in just 10 minutes. A cross-fandom romance, okay? Now what romance trope are we going with? Slow burn in 10 minutes. And finally, what fandom are we ready for? Toy Story. We could do Slinky and Mr. The Piggy Bank. So our fanfiction is going to be of Buzz and Jessie. Okay. That's just Toy Story, period. Our time starts now. The name is Stuffed Love by Faye. A Buzz Eggs Jessie slow burn. Perfection. Takes place during Toy Story 2, right? And we remember how when Buzz got reset, Jessie does not immediately fall, but has to come to forgive him for betraying their friends and siding with Lotso. Buzz threw Jessie into the cubby. She landed with a soft thud. Jessie was never caught by Buzz. Jessie cried and banged. The play-cared thugs watching as she pleaded to her friend. She retracted with a yelp and clutched her hands to her stuffed. Jessie looked confused as to why his friends were not on good terms, but that would have to wait until they escaped into the Sunnyside and mashed plastic and stuffing. Does this count as interracial? If so, hell yeah, go them. We're all done. Let's read This is Stuffed Love by Faye. A Buzz and Jessie slow burn. It takes place during Toy Story 2 when Buzz got reset to his soldier era and Jessie gets caught by Buzz. Buzz threw Jessie into the cubby. She landed with a soft thud, being made of cotton and all. The cubby was pushed closed by the Space Ranger. Jessie watched as the man she once called friend betrayed them. Buzz, how could you do this? Jessie cried and banged. The play-care thugs watched as she pleaded to her friend in amusement. But Buzz did not turn towards her, simply going back to facing Lotso like a sleeper soldier. Lotso said, "Good job, cadet. Now watch over them for the night while I find our sheriff." The strawberry bear walked away with a nefarious laugh and a pleasant scent. Later that night, everyone was asleep in their cells, Buzz still guarding them with his life and loyalty to Lotso. Jessie, still awake, decided to try again. "Buzz, please, this isn't you. They did something to you. Please, let's just talk this out." The Space Ranger turned toward Jessie with cold eyes and approached her cell. "Listen, cowgirl, I don't know what plot that you have against Lotso and the other toys, but you will not get away with it." Jessie trembled and tried to reach out to him, but he slap-pidded her hand. She retracted with a yelp and clutched her hands to her stuffed chest. She looked at him with betrayed eyes and went to the corner of the cubby. Buzz stood there for a few more moments, something inside him shifting, but he did not know what. And back to his post he went. Later, Buzz had been turned into a Spanish puppy, but Jessie remembers the slap. He danced around her like a bird trying to procure a mate, but she did not budge. Jessie turned her nose up at him and walked behind Woody to avoid. Woody looked confused as to why his friends were not on good terms, but Dart would have to wait until they escaped Sunnyside. Even later, Buzz approaches Jessie. "Jessie, I'm so sorry." Jessie says, "I'm sorry too. Maybe I can learn to forgive." Then they kill. But then they kill and mash plastic and stuffing in a weird way. Does this count as interracial? If so, Hell yeah. Go then. Don't you just love a good slow burn? So I absolutely was supposed to do cross fandom for this first one, and I didn't. So I'm gonna be doing cross fandom this time. We're doing Sailor Moon X Future Diary. Oh wow, that's interesting. Childhood marriage pack. Okay, you know what? This can work. And our characters are gonna be Sailor Neptune. Wait, before I do this, is she the lesbian? Yeah, they are. Hey!
Who are you?
That's Orin Miyashori. Okay. 14. How old is Sailor Neptune? 16 to 17. We can make this work. I don't know Sailor Neptune's actual name, so she's gonna be called Neptune the entire the entire book. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. I cooked up something great for this one, I'm not gonna lie. I think I've outdone myself. This is Lavenders and Lilies, a Sailor Neptune x Orin Miyashiro fanfiction. Two girls ran around the backyard, one with green hair and the other with brown. The scent of fresh lavender and lilies permeated the air, childhood innocence and the excitement of a new school year approaching the two girls, or at least one of them. Inside the house were two older women watching their daughters play. They had a bit of a somber smile on their faces and gave each other a look. The children, Neptune and Orin, were friends since birth, their mothers having been best friends before them and getting pregnant at the exact same time so their children could be best friends. Neptune stood on top of a tree stump with a branch in her hand. "Don't worry, fair maiden, I'll save you," she yelled, jumping down from the stump and running to the brown-haired girl who was crouched behind an assortment of stuffed animals and dolls. Orin, playing the damsel in distress, dramatically screamed as she held one of the dolls near her. "Hurry, my knight! I'm being kidnapped! Ah!" Neptune knocked over the toys with the branch, then brought Orin into a hug. "I saved you! Now let's go back to my kingdom and get married!" Orin cheered as they ran back to the tree stump. They pulled out makeshift bouquets of lilies and lavender flowers and recited childish marriage vows. They finished off the vows with a pinky promise, for Neptune to always be Orin's knight and Orin to always be Neptune's princess. But then their mothers came out and delivered the news. Neptune was moving all the way to America. The girls cried, but promised to keep their vows close to their hearts. Time skip of about 10 years, I don't know how old these kids are. Neptune was back in Japan for a bit, and Orin couldn't wait. She came to the realization that she loved Neptune. Neptune texted her to meet her at a cafe. Orin got all dressed up to see her knight, but when she got there, she saw another woman. Neptune hugged her childhood friend, then introduced the other woman. "Orin, this is my girlfriend Uranus." Uranus was beautiful, and Orin could not compete. Orin turned around in classic anime fashion and ran off crying, "Neptune, you idiot!" Neptune was confused until she looked down and saw what Orin dropped before running away. Lavender and lilies. Listen, girl. You can't tell me this doesn't slap. To be continued. We did the hetero. We did the Yuri. Let's do some yaoi this time. Same fandom. Royal X Royal. Okay. It's getting real red, white, and royal blue up in here. Now let's see our fandom. Overwatch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I already have an idea of who I want to write this about. Our first character is Hanzo X Reinar. Hanzo X Rhine. Okay, my 10 minutes starts like immediately as soon as I get the characters. Their kingdoms had been at war for a very long time. King Hanzo and King Reinhardt, two major players in this world's political climate. Their armies fighting for who will control the country of Hollywood. It had been going on for 9 years. The kings had grown tired, and their proxies, Brigitte and Kiriko, had established a closed-door meeting between the two of them. Hanzo and Ryan both arrived alone, their scouts miles behind in a temporary treaty. The meeting placed in an abandoned chapel. Hanzo walked between the trees, gripping his bow and keeping a sharp eye, his feet agile and quick. As he grew closer to the meeting point, the sound of a large body crushing into anything it could got clearer. "Arg, stupid branches!" A thick accent was heard. Hanzo stopped dead in his tracks as Reinhardt, his enemy, emerged from the forest, his armor stripped, leaving him in simple clothing, but still keeping his warhammer. Hanzo also revealed himself. "It seems you are still as loud and destructive as your forces." His smooth voice stopped all of Ryan's complaints. Ryan looked at the shorter man up and down, a snarl quicking on his bearded face. He swung his hammer over his shoulder. "And you are still a slicked mouth as I remember you being. Do you remember? Did you pass that trait down to your soldiers as well?" Hanzo sneered, approaching Ryan and pulling out a treaty from his pouch. He held it up in the air with little to no patience. "I want this war to end as much as you do. State your demands so this meeting can be over with." Ryan laughed. "Ha ha! Sure, as soon as you put down that little bow." "This bow is anything but little, and you know that, Ryan." Reinhardt paused and stroked the side of his face where a silver scar laid. They both laid their weapons and got closer. Peace temporary. Hanzo pulled out ink and parchment, but Ryan stopped him. "You know what I want, Wolf." Hanzo felt his heart pulse, looking up at the taller man. "Ryan, it's been... I know. But this is what I want." They kiss. Between Reinhardt and Hanzo, Sailor Neptune and Orin Miyashiro, and Buzz and Jessie. What was your favorite story? I think mine's was probably the Hanzo x Reinhardt. I spent a lot of time on setting stuff up, and by the time I actually get to the romance, I have like 2 minutes left. Shout out to fanfiction writers. I can't imagine writing 40,000 words and not running out of ideas. It's crazy. You guys are crazy, but I appreciate y'all so much. And Starbites, I appreciate you for tuning in to this week's episode of Fantastical Fusion Fanfiction Fun Time with Faye. And I'll see you next time. Bye.